Saturday real estate weekend roundup. We're going to tell you the facts, the figures, and the feelings around the grounds. Another Saturday in real estate.
Well, Billy, how was the weather today?
It was chaotic out there. A bit of a mix between heavy traffic and heavy rain. A lot of umbrellas, but still buyers.
A lot of buyers. A lot of our properties today, 11, 12, 13 buyers through.
Yeah.
Reason, Billy, what do you think that's because?
Stock levels still fairly low, but I think as properties transition out of week 1 and 2 of their pre-market phase straight onto realestate.com, it's popping up as a new listing, and people are, always like a new shiny toy.
Yeah, look, I think that's a really good explanation. Stock numbers have dropped from about 68 properties for sale in DY. DY represents about 11,500 households or residents or homes and units. And that's dropped down to 49. Anything coming on is being replaced. We do always look at starting pre-market. We call that stage A.
Yep.
And we will bring our best buyers through the property that have missed out on similar properties. Having a lot of apartments, you do have a lot of similar properties coming for sale. And those buyers have FMO, Billy, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
So that nervousness or anxiety about missing out on the last property, it's a bit like, Billy, you let your first love go and you think, I'll never find another one.
Yeah,
and
right.
The same happens with properties. So they're a little bit more experienced and eager to transact and will transact at the top of the price that they can pay. And then if we haven't sold it there, or we feel it's best for our owner to maximise their price to go to market and go to realestate.com and Domain, then we go into that process with momentum, already having buyers.
Yeah.
Rather than just putting an ad on the portals on a Wednesday.
Yep. And
saying, oh, I hope someone comes on Saturday, Billy.
That's exactly right, though. But open home numbers on an average, towards the top end, we're doing above 10. Lower end, 1s and 2s, but they were quite often by appointment and structured that way. Favorite listing of the week? We saw about 9 new properties.
We did.
A lot of them are apartments.
Look, did we see the one in Collaroy, the 222 last week or the week before?
Yeah, 2-bedroom in Jenkins Street.
Jenkins Street. That's that one there. We just felt that there was no competition on the market for that property. So that launched straight to realestate.com. What's really important is your strategy. And strategy can't be cookie cutter. It has to be per property, per suburb, and reflect what's on the market. So that one went straight to market. I really like that. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, rooftop terrace, from which you can see beautiful Collaroy Beach. Collaroy, if you don't know, is a beach on the northern beaches. It's in between Longreef and Narrabeen.
Yep. Great
rock pool there. It's got a great club. What's that club called there?
Yeah, I think just Collaroy Surf Life Saving.
No, the club where you have a beer, Billy.
Oh, the hotel.
Yeah. There's a Collaroy Beach Club or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic. There's an IGA there. There's a cinema. Great little coffee shops, restaurants along that strip, all flat all the way up to Narrabeen. So that was probably my favourite. Yourself, Billy?
I like the ones in Westminster. We've got two for the price of one in a slightly more modern building, about 20 years old, beautifully styled. That's amazing what a bit of styling can do. But also an entry-level one, 2-bed, 1 bath with parking around $880. It's an attractive price point, quite competitive. But for first-home buyers, you're saving a little bit on stamp duty.
Well, when the property did look amazing, and then Stev Stoll got professional stylists in for another property, and he said that's his brand. That's his brand. I thought his brand was just annoying me, but obviously he's got two two brands going at the same time. The great Steve Buffalo, part American Cherokee. Favorite sale of the week, Billy?
Well, I did put a sold sticker up today, Glenn.
Oh,
it was one we've been working on
together.
The
trumpet.
But no better feeling than putting a sold sticker up and sending the photo to your happy clients. Really, really good result. They made about, we did the numbers, about $260,000 profit in 6 years. You know, you put that as an average on saving. I think that's quite a compelling story. So another local success story for the owners, and it'll make a wonderful first home for the buyers.
Well, my favorite sale this week was for a young man like Billy, who's joined our sales team after working in all aspects of the business prior. Johnny put together his first sale. He's working as a buyer's agent for Lisa. And what we mean by a buyer's agent is, though they may have clients that they sell properties for, they're predominantly just spending up to 50 hours a week, like a buyer's concierge, talking to all our buyers, my buyers, Billy's buyers, anyone's buyers, and saying, hey, this is what we've got. I've also seen something with someone else out there. This might suit you. And putting buyers in front of the right properties. Sold a property to a tenant that was in my property, one of mine that I'm selling, which sold too. And, you know, fantastic sale, great price. The buyer's really happy, exchanged unconditionally after seeing it. Saw it on Wednesday, exchanged on Wednesday. And just a great sale. And it's, as an older person or an old person, Johnny came in, finished his HSC, had worked in the local fruit shop. His family had a business, hard worker, worked in the pizza shop, started downstairs as our front of house sort of concierge, and then moved into property management, into leasing, and now a buyer's agent. In a few years, we'll move into sales.
Sounds like we've got a party going on in the background, Glenn.
Yeah, when a lot of people in sales have ADD, Billy, so crazy things can happen.
Bear with us, guys. Brilliant result all round though, and I think together as an office there was 3 or 4 others. Commercial and rental wrap.
Look, rentals has been all hands on deck. The same theme as last week, whereby all our leasing agents, all our senior property managers, they work more 8 to 8 Monday to Friday, and then rest up on the weekends. And we have relief senior managers on the weekends. They've been in showing properties, so there's a bit of stock around.
I have found the team have been doing a lot of business this week by appointment. I can see for the vacant properties, the leasing consultants are out 3-4 times a week in addition to their regular open homes. So word of advice, if you're out there looking for a rental place, you can find properties that are available now. And if it says that on the advertisement, chances are they're vacant. No excuse to not pick up the phone and book a private appointment. So if you want to see a property sooner before the next open home, or there's no open home advertised and it says available now, get on the phone, and if it's with us, you know, you can certainly book an appointment outside of business hours as well.
So our commercial team, we will add the commercial wrap. We run a commercial portfolio in the business. Mark, Stevan, Farron, Badan, the main contributors to that. Stevan's our senior commercial agent.
And Kim
as well. Sorry, Kim. Stevan and Kim are our senior agents there. And then we've got Badan and Farron starting off. For Stevan, nothing. Like your normal. 0 results. But for Farron, Ray, those that know AFL, played 209 games of AFL, played in the draw grand final, went to St Kilda. He sold 4 properties last week. They were storage units, incredibly popular. We've got Mark and Stevan, Badan, Kim and Farron are working on this project. Billy is too. There's going to be a Bunnings built in French's Forest. Across the road from that warehouses and storage units, and they're selling like hotcakes. 198,000 right up to 600,000 depending on size.
Yep.
Farron sold for Steve Buffalo 0.
Verdun sort of warehouse in the week. We've got a site down in Warriewood as well. So commercial is busy and low-hanging fruit. It's the cheapest property on the Northern Beaches. So if you want more info, message the word Bunnings to 0460 111 111 and you'll get all the information sent to your mobile.
I think just say that again, Billy.
Message the word Bunnings to 0460 111 111 in a text message and we'll send you all the info straight away.
So you'll get a memorandum, a document basically, all the prices, all the floor plans, all the schematics, a full presentation on it. Billy's purchased one for his super. He has to live that long.
It's true.
And I'm going to get one as well. Just to give you an idea what a great opportunity this is, 198,000 for a storage unit. By the same builder, we're selling second-hand stock, similar product in Chroma. Harder to get to, a little bit out of the way, down near the school, 270,000.
Yeah, even this week we sold one. It's for a client. He bought for 215, sold for 240. He banked about 30,000 without doing anything in between when he bought it and when the property settled. You know, average about 15% yield return on his money for not doing anything, but he also managed to get back into the market and buy a warehouse instead. So there are clients that have seen growth in that off the plan building stage.
Yeah, well, the reason we have that is in the off the plan building stage, there's normally 3 stages. There's stage 1, and that's often before the site is being developed. That is probably at the cheapest phase in the cycle. The developer wants to get some confidence in the site for future lending and will sell them at a price to get that interest. Stage 2, the price goes up, and by the time you can walk through the property, you're basically playing retail. At 270. So some great opportunities there. We also can recommend an accountant who can show you how to structure this into your super and what's needed to run a self-managed super fund. And that probably, see, we've got people running pitfalls and holes, Billy. There's still a lot of people coming off their fixed loans of 2%. And they're going to have to go on to variable, or they may fix again. We're really fortunate to have a gentleman named Zach, good friend of Billy's, from Shore Finance, who's been coming out to our opens and not pitching for business, but actually giving some advice. What is little Zachy up to, Billy?
I thought it was interesting today, similar to our 3-minute property appraisal, we can give you a price in 3 minutes and then make it a bit more tailored at a later stage. Zach can do a very rough numbers assessment on borrowing capacity. So within 5 minutes can get the round numbers back to you. That probably help it get the hypotheticals out of your head and onto paper. The process for this is to text the mobile number. We can share that with you if you're interested. And really it's a name, a mobile, household income and household debts. But the multiplier I thought was interesting today talking to Zach is you can borrow about 5.5%, 5.5x your income. So let's just say you're earning a household income of 100,000. You can borrow about 550. That's what the banks will give you. And then for your debts, it's basically double, whatever debt you have. So as an example, if you have a $20,000 limit on your credit card, minus 40,000, that gives you your end total. So if you're interested in a quick assessment, that's one option rather than going through the paperwork with, a lengthy mortgage broker.
Look, I think that getting the hypotheticals out of your head in life, hypotheticals and running scenarios through your head that may never happen is the greatest stress and cause of anxiety.
Yeah.
So anytime you can remove that, I think you're doing well.
Yeah.
And that might set you up for another discussion with your bank or your lender. Remember, loyalty to the bank sort of works one way. You're loyal to them, but if you start defaulting, they're not very loyal to you. And that's why we had less penalties for breaking fixed mortgages and moving banks and moving around so that people could shop for the best loans that they can get.
Yeah.
So yeah, really take advantage of that. Community announcements, Billy. What?
I've got a big one. We spoke about it in the week. Again, we've got another mobile number to text here.
Billy, not your...
Northern Beaches Council have put out some proposed planning changes, talking about density and rezoning R2 medium to low density. There could be some changes in your back garden. So again, you probably want to know about it. If you text message that same mobile number, 0460 111 and text message planning, we'll send you an information pack there. We won't be able to cover that in too much more detail today, but there is some big changes. Yeah,
what I would say to that is there is a push for executive studios, which some people may call boarding houses. Bear in mind that the weekly rent for these properties is about $550 a week. And people that might live in these properties during COVID, they're essential workers, policemen, bus drivers, nurses, retail workers, like at Woolworths. So, with the average 2-bedroom renting now for $700, if someone's single and wants to live on their own, these are forming a resource for them. So yeah, have a look at that. If you're worried by anything, give us a call. We're pretty much across it. All right, now this is where everyone hangs on to, Billy. What is Billy up to this weekend?
I'm going out for dinner with 4 lovely friends this evening, trying pocket pizza in Brookvale. I know the Manly's a raging success. Brookvale looks equally as exciting.
Where in Brookvale?
It's on the Pittwater Road corridor. We actually leased the premises to them a couple of years ago.
So you make your own pizzas?
Pocket pizza, no, they make it for you. You sit back and enjoy. But
why are they called pocket?
I don't know, Glenn.
Are they like a calzone or something?
No, it's a really, really nice place. As I said, they've got premises in Manly, Brookvale, and Avalon. They've expanded throughout the beaches, and yeah, brilliant food.
Well, Brookvale,
brilliant service.
I've got a townhouse apartment coming up in Brookvale. Brookvale now is really quite trendy and edgy. There's 6 licensed venues there, microbreweries, and around that, as probably industrial sort of leasing falls by the wayside, no one's manufacturing in Brookvale. We're getting these other uses of these areas, similar to what you'd have probably in the inner city areas like Marrickville, Chippendale.
Yeah.
So really exciting time for Brookvale. Myself, I've had a busy day out in the weather. I'm going to go home. I've put the order in for some pasta.
Lovely.
We're going to watch Where the Wildebeest Are for about 1,000 times on Netflix. And then tomorrow, brace ourselves and dive into the cold ocean to cure ourselves from a head cold. So that's our weekend. I'm going to stay safe and warm. I hope everyone out there does as well.
Yeah.
Billy, look after yourself with the pocket pizzas.
Thank you, Glenn. Have a good weekend, guys. We're back around tomorrow if you need us. Don't hesitate to give us a call.
Yeah.
A few Sunday specials. And
do you think you'll put the numbers up there, Billy?
The mobile numbers? We can drop the mobile numbers in.
Yeah, we'll drop them in.
But don't be like this guy behind us. Drive safe on the roads.
Don't
hit a pothole, and don't hit a pothole with your property purchase. Speak to a good solicitor, speak to a good accountant, speak to a good real estate agent, and you'll be like this guy. flying off in the distance.
on an electric scooter.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.